Tony and I are running the Deadwood Mickelson Trail Half Marathon this weekend, and I'm packing and getting ready for it. And I thought it would be fun and hopefully informative for you for whatever other race you might be doing to know what I am packing for our race day. So we have two different bags here. The first one just has our clothes and shoes in it. Tony has not packed yet, but I'm going to be instructing him to put all of his clothes that he is planning to wear on race day in this bag, and I'll just show you what I have. So for the shoes, I am packing along my Ultra Superior 4.5. This is a trail marathon. I've never been on the Mickelson Trail, but it is an old railroad line. It's also used as a bike path, so I really don't think that it's going to be very rugged. However, this trail shoe can really hold up in rugged terrain. I wore it for the Wild Duluth 50K. I do really like this shoe. It's really light, it travels really easily. I don't wear it very much anymore, but it does have some more miles on it, so I'm going to be wearing it for this race. Okay, and then I checked the temperature for the weekend. It's going to be lows in the 40s, highs in the low 60s, so really on the cooler side. I'm packing along my hat. This is my Threads for Thoughts hat. I'm going to be wearing my, this is an Under Armour brand running short with built-in briefs, which is very light and breezy, and I really enjoy it for running and races especially. I've got my Threads for Thoughts sports bra, and since it's going to be a little bit cooler, we are going to be packing along a t-shirt. I really don't buy a lot of running shirts just because we get a lot of free ones from races. And then the Smart Wool running socks. With trail running, you really don't want to go with no-show or ankle socks. You want it to have a band, at least some sort of band. When you're on trails, rocks and things can get into your shoes, and this type of sock really prevents rocks from getting inside your socks. Okay, this little tote is to bring along to the race. It's either going to go in gear check or it's going to be kept in our car in the parking lot. Let's see what we have. We have a couple of light layers, just a couple light layers to throw over our clothes when we are done with the race, because it's going to be a few hours between finishing the race and then getting back to Tony's parents' cabin. So just a little a dry cover up so that we don't get too cold. Then we've got sunglasses, bug spray because we are out in the woods. And then our sunscreen setup is pretty elaborate. I'm bringing in 2 of these just in case we run out, but I really like the spray type of sunscreen just because it's really, really easy to just put it on. It's so tedious otherwise, and anything that makes putting sunscreen on easier is better. We have separate sunscreen for our faces. This is the type Tony likes. There's a little bit of that left. Also, I have just got a ton of samples because I went to the dermatologist recently and they were so sweet, and they gave me, I mentioned that I was a runner, they gave me all sorts of sunscreen, including some sports samples, which I think are great for bringing along for races, because then you don't have to always every time bring an entire bottle like this along. And then also we have some sunscreen lip balm. Some people might think this is overkill, but it's not for us. We also have Body Glide for chafing. Tony and I have our own separate Body Glides. Being married, we share a lot of things, but we do not share Body Glide. I've got my Garmin, and then I also have the charger, which obviously is not going to be coming along to the race with me, but it's just much easier for packing to keep the charger along so I don't lose it. And then as far as fueling, we're bringing along some gels for fuel. We have separate brands that we use. Tony really likes the Goo type, and then I've been using the Cliff brand. This is a trail race, and it does not seem to be a cupless race, but they do encourage us to bring our own hydration vessels to reduce trash. And this is really common practice in trail runs. Actually, oftentimes trail runs are cupless races, so you are obligated to bring your own hydration vessel. But for this race, we are encouraged, so Tony and I are bringing our own hydration vessels. First, I'll show you what we're putting our hydration stuff in. This is Tony's new waistband. He has a waist hydration holder, so it goes around his waist, and then the water bottle is in the back. He can swing it forward or back. And then I recently bought, REI was having a sale recently, but I recently bought this Nathan brand hydration vest. I used to have the Osprey Dyna brand. However, these front pockets were just too small for my 500 milliliter soft flask bottles. They just did not fit very easily in there. So I wanted something that was a little bit more roomier, and this seems to do the trick. And then looking at our hydration vessels, this is Tony's Nathan one. It's hard plastic. And then we have the nozzle in here too. And then I use the Hydro Pack soft flask. I like these because they're super lightweight and they just like scrunch up once they're not full anymore. And this is the bit valve that I'm going to be using. I also have a Salomon Hydro Pack race day reusable cup. And these are really nice for race days. You can just scrunch them up, stick them in your pocket, and then reuse them. And oh, last but not least, also bringing along a credit card and ID. So we're going to be carrying that along in our hydration vest with us on the race because, I mean, we're driving there, so obviously we will need an ID for driving. And then also there is a post-race party in Deadwood that we're hoping to go to, and maybe we'll want to buy a couple beers there. So we'll stick all this back in. All right, and that is what we are bringing along for race day. Another thing that we have is our itinerary. I find making an itinerary for race day really helpful, especially when it's not just you, when you are coordinating with another person. It's nice for everybody to know exactly when you need to be getting up. We have a 4:30 wake up time, and then we have to be out the door by 5:30 to get to the shuttle to the start line. So making an itinerary is very helpful. And that's it. I hope you found this helpful, not just for potentially the Deadwood race, but also for any other race that you are planning on doing. Thanks so much for watching and take care. Bye.